bright lights, throwing lefts and rights. I keep my jaw locked tight, swinging. Bullets singing past your head through your windows. At plastic foes, it's a rap casket closed. I laugh at those who chose to get bold. When they lose a couple of souls, they crumble and fold. Now watch them hunt down, hurt, hang, and hate the hater. Watch how we rise, ball, and thank me later. Top dollar. Anybody who got a problem with us can easily be found and crushed. I'm a lush, feeling a rush. Feel the adrenaline pumping. Me and Dub and the Escalade thumping. Crazy Tune Productions, crank the amp. Limo tent down, let's track some trance, my nigga. When I walk, I'm leaving holes in the concrete. Exhibit dropping heat from 30,000
I'm in Patriot over here on usahitman.com. This is where you'll find all stuff New World Order, Illuminati. So I'm going to take you through some of these topics. You can come over here and check them out if you want. But I'm interested in one short one that's on here. You'll see when we get to it. Revolutionary War, Civil War, instigated by Rothschild. You think? All of them were. And we'll be going through this eventually anyways, because talking some involvement with the founding fathers. Tsar of Russia prevented France and England from invading the United States during the Civil War. You think they didn't? Folks, all this shit was planned. All of it. Especially since they wanted to make the United States like they did. And a lot of that ties in with the Louisiana Purchase. Had a great deal. And by the way, Louisiana is about to be bought back. We'll get into that another day though. Rockefellers and other bankers set up Illuminati-planned Federal Reserve banking system. Rockefeller set stage for World War II with Japan. Rockefeller Rothschild sold war machine to Russia, sets relatives up in high government positions. Rockefeller Rothschild Kennedy set stages for Vietnam War. In case you didn't know, Kennedy's daddy was a Nazi. The plan to bankrupt all countries. This is all part of the Rothschilds' plan for New World Order. Bankrupt all countries and turn them into satellites by foreclosing on the bankrupt countries. This awareness indicates that there are things happening behind the scenes that yet could prevent this entity from his goals and dreams. Yet there is nothing simple or easy about the struggle that will follow as the struggle that is already occurring. It is actually a kind of covert war going on all over the globe as to who is going to be free and who is going to be in control of the masses, whether they eventually will awaken enough to throw off the oppressors, or whether they will cuddle up the oppressors, hoping to seduce them into being nice to their slaves. And I think we all know that ain't gonna happen. These people are evil, care less about you and your money, your family. Well, of course they care about your money. But, folks, think about it. No matter how much money you make, you're pretty much still living paycheck to paycheck. They don't want anybody making more than that. Look at the number of millionaires. Has it gone up or gone down? Look at everything. General Motors and a bunch of other companies going over to China. Okay, your country sold you out. And I believe Truman did it. And Truman was one of the people who was in the warnings. And after he warned us and shit, he came out and said, I think this was after he was president, he came out and said that he was played and he unwittingly sold his country out. And he regretted it. I guess nobody took any notice. Replay of memory on Maldek. Maldek, a planet belonging to our solar system, which was destroyed. And that's a whole story that gets into the cosmic shit with Corey Good and all that shit, exopolitics. So who knows where that will lead. Now, this is a page that I don't really suggest WordPress. A lot of hackers on there and security shit, but lots of good news. This is from December 1st, 2006. You'll find pages like this all over WordPress. The problem is, I don't think you can like simply just look through their pages. I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't really looked through there. I've just been trying to like make shit. But there's a lot of shit over here that you could still find. Just type, like I just typed in Illuminati WordPress, and you know, shit will come up. Type in New World Order WordPress, shit will come up. So it started going from all this warring with thought forms, wisdom, timelessness, the reality state, destroying the gods of thought, and getting rid of death, smashing pumpkins at blah blah. You'll see it though, it all goes in order. Environmental green movement, Agenda 21 shit. Yeah, Ground Zero, religion and science, creation day, Kabbalism, and there it is, thinking hologram, 9/11. I'm gonna open that and see what it is. I don't like to spend much time on these pages because, like I said, hackers. There's Chris Angel talking about the magicians and shit on TV. David Blaine, how they're all, you know, sold their soul and shit. The Big Bang fraud. Then you start getting into Rockefeller Dome of the Rocky Mountains, which we're going to take a look at. And start getting into the banks and House of Rockefeller, House of Rothschild. The letter R, start getting into symbols, you know, Playboy rabbits, you know, symbols, you know, triangle shit, all that crap, occult symbolism, presidents, and areas. You're basically getting into talking about how everybody's related, all the presidents are related by blood somehow. The calendar is wrong, folks. The calendar is based on their day, so that Sunday is worship day for Satan. Alright, and the calendar is also changed by like 11 days, which is why all the morons out there think that George Washington's birthday is February 22nd, when it's really February the 11th. And believe me, I know, because it's also my birthday. And then you start talking about heaven and hell, evolution, creationism, intelligent design, and pretty much it goes all the way through it until you get to the fucking end game. The bailouts it talks about, the gold and shit. It talks about people that were killed, Princess Diana and all that shit. Celebrities and movies, stars, shit like that, how they use them. All the shit that they're hiding, ancient artifacts and why they're hiding them. Climate, it even talks about climate change, and look, it talks about the Olympics, what that's all for. I mean, you fucking name it, it goes through it. Talks about the bailouts, too big to fail and shit like that. There's shit in here that talks about Donald Trump. I know there is. Look at Hiroshima, Yellowstone, Alaska, okay? And shit, might as well throw that up in there too. So, talking assassinations and shit about how all the cities are mapped out the same. And if you look at the Capitol building in DC, right where that starts is the the back of the triangle, right? Is this part right here. Alright? And you'll see it, like from the Capitol, it does this. And all that stuff in there is satanic. All the obelisks, and it's insane. Go into talking about poisoning food and water. Okay, this is basically just the cheap version of eco-science. It's pretty much what it is, if you know what that is. And it talks about how they, you know, rewrite the books and, you know, different words, how they indoctrinate words into people's brains and shit. It goes into how they will use mass shootings and false flags to take people's guns. The whole fucking police state gig, martial law, you name it, it's here. And to tell you the truth, folks, I think that the world is so fucking corrupted by all of these scumbags and all of these groups, there's no way to fix this shit. I just don't see how. It's unbelievable. ISIS massacre planned by the USA, Britain, France. November 19, 2015. ISIS terrorists smuggled into the US 2 days after Paris massacre. Okay. December 1st, 2006. Okay. More on that. You want to follow along, or maybe you got an idea, just type in Illuminati images and go wherever you want. Pick a picture. I was planning on this one here. Illuminati, the game of conspiracy. And then over next to the pictures, they'll have the links. You just click on the link. They're all around. U.S. secret conspiracies are everywhere. And where can you find the only truth? Certainly not in the game of Illuminati. The object of Illuminati is to take control of the world. The phone companies controlled by creatures from outer space. The congressional wives have taken over the Pentagon. And the Boy Sprouts are cashing in their secret Swiss bank account to smash the IRS. Okay, and that sounds about right. So, 110 cards, 1 sheet of cardboard, counters, 2 dice. Rules, suggested retail price $35. Or you can just make your own. Or you can get the cards offline and play that way. So, don't sell your soul, folks. It ain't worth it. Would you rather have a few years of fame and fortune and then burn in a lake of fire, or eternity of heaven? I think it's easy, but what the fuck do I know? That's it for now. God bless and carry on. Careful on WordPress.